A recent U.S. military operation in the Pacific Ocean has sparked controversy and raised questions about the extent of America's anti-drug efforts. 3 lives were lost in a single strike, leaving many to wonder about the legality and morality of these actions. The U.S. Department of War, under the direction of President Trump, has intensified its campaign against drug smuggling at sea. In the past month alone, there have been 8 other strikes on suspected drug boats, resulting in at least 37 fatalities. But here's where it gets controversial. The latest strike, which occurred just yesterday, targeted a vessel in the Pacific Ocean, marking a shift in strategy from the predominantly Caribbean-focused operations. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth confirmed that both vessels were believed to be transporting drugs along known trafficking routes in international waters. He further emphasized that these strikes are not just targeting drug runners, but narco-terrorists responsible for bringing destruction to U.S. cities. This narrative has been echoed by President Trump, who claims to have the legal authority to continue these bombings in international waters. However, the situation is more complex than it seems. While the U.S. has historically had close ties with Latin American countries, like Colombia and Ecuador, tensions are rising between the Trump administration and the Colombian government led by President Gustavo Petro. Trump has publicly denounced Petro, calling him a thug and an illegal drug leader who is encouraging drug production in Colombia. In response, Trump has threatened to take very serious action against Petro and has already announced that the U.S. will no longer offer subsidies to Colombia. The Pacific coastlines of Colombia and Ecuador have long been identified by experts as key routes for drug trafficking, with U.S. estimates suggesting that the majority of cocaine destined for U.S. cities passes through the Pacific. Drug seizures in the Caribbean, where most confirmed U.S. strikes have occurred so far, account for a smaller percentage of the total, but U.S. officials warn that this is changing. As the U.S. expands its anti-drug operations onto land, the potential for further escalation and controversy grows, with limited details released about the identities of those killed in the strikes and their alleged affiliations with drug trafficking organizations. The question remains, is this a necessary and justified campaign, or are innocent lives being lost in the name of a war on drugs? What are your thoughts on this evolving situation? Do you believe the U.S. has the right to take such actions, or is there a better way to address the drug trade without resorting to lethal force?